Hey everybody, Stephen Pivac, broker and owner with Pivac Properties and Compass Real Estate, joining you for another exciting edition of Open House Live. Instead of Luxury Friday this week, we're having Luxury Week, which means every home we see this week is going to be a luxury high-end home somewhere in the Austin area. Today, I'm really excited to take you guys into a nice house in central Austin, just literally blocks away from downtown. It's in the very hip area of 78704, just south of the river. We're in the Bolden Creek neighborhood. This neighborhood is surrounded by homes that are, really anywhere from 60 years old to brand new construction. It's a regentrified area of downtown Austin. You're seeing a lot of investors coming into this area of downtown. They're purchasing older homes, raising them to the ground, and then building contemporary new construction homes. And that's what we're gonna see today. So this is not a new construction home. It was actually built in 2013, but it's very reminiscent of what you're seeing of other new construction homes that are being built in the area right now. It gives you a really good idea of what people are doing as far as buying older homes, tearing them down, and then building a brand new home in its place. This house we're gonna see today is a 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath, around 3,500 square feet, and that includes a detached guest house, a full guest house. And by full guest house, that means it has a full kitchen, bedroom, and family room, and a separate garage. And the house is priced, the property I should say, is priced just under $2 million. And so that's a common theme for all the homes we're seeing this week. All the properties, I should say, are gonna be priced right under $2 million. So it's also a really good series to show you guys what does $2 million get you throughout the city of Austin. On Monday, we were in West Austin and we saw a beautiful, monstrous home, big square footage, big lot, the whole 9 yards. Today, we're close right in the middle of downtown pretty much. The show gives you an idea for what your money gets you based on different locations, different styles, different square footage. And on Friday, we're gonna be seeing a high-rise new construction condo in downtown Austin. So that's gonna be a really fun one to check out too. So definitely tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Central Standard Time. Again, today we're checking out a 5-bed, 4.5 bath, contemporary home in downtown Austin, priced at just under $2 million. With that, let's get started. So I am standing in the family room, facing the kitchen right now. Let me go ahead, and it's how do I say this? Because these lots in downtown Austin are long and narrow, when you build a newer house, you've got to get creative in your construction process. And so right now, we are staring at the back of the guest house. Yes, I know it's a little odd for configuration of home and lot, but bear with me for a second. So let's get started here and get our bearings. Straight ahead is the street. This building in front of us is the detached guest house to this property. So when you walk in through the corridor entry, you are greeted with a gorgeous pool, and this is actually the front of the home. So the front of the home, you actually cannot see from the street because you see the guest house instead. So as you walk into your corridor, you see a nice pool, very modern, contemporary lines, and it gives you a sense of privacy as soon as you walk into the property. So this house kind of has 2 yards. It has, well, most houses have 2 yards, a front and a back, but this house has 2 backyards, if you will. The pool makes this feel like a backyard, and then behind the unit, we'll see the backyard as well. There you've got sliding doors that take you into the family room. If you continue down the sidewalk here, it'll actually take you to the front door of the home. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's walk in as if you were walking in as a guest to the home. Not to say you couldn't walk into the sliding doors by the pool. So as you walk in the entryway, you're automatically greeted, or immediately greeted, I should say, with contemporary, modern, commercial-grade finish out. You see the flooring here is stained concrete, but unlike a rust or a brown color stained concrete that you'll see in parts of the hill country in central Texas, it has more of that commercial grade urban feel to it. It's a gray. And then you have a really nice encased fireplace with the fire glass. Alas, once again, I could not figure out how to turn this fireplace on. I should probably go take a class on how to turn on fancy fireplaces. But you've got the fire glass in here, so it allows you to have the heat from the fireplace without having to worry about safety issues, and it's double-sided on both ends. Really cool. And then going up top, you've got really nice slat boards, again with that urban feel of brick. Now on the left side of the entryway, we have some half stairs leading up to a family room, and right through those doors is the backyard of the property. To the right of the entryway, give you guys some scale, you walk into another living area. And this is the living area that takes you out to the pool, as you can see with those sliding doors. So you could enter in through there. I just want to take you through the front door so you can see exactly what it looks like from a traditional entry standpoint. So this is the first living area of the home. There are the stairs that take you to the 1.5 level leading up to the bedrooms upstairs. There's your double-sided fireplace, nice open kitchen to the family area that again leads out to the pool. Now, this isn't a massive living area, and I say it's not massive. It could easily fit, some nice size furniture in here. If you were to have a television in here, you'd probably put it on this wall right here. But really, this is not going to be the area that you're going to be utilizing for your gatherings most of the time for living. You'll probably be using this area right up here, up the stairs. So this is going to be basically just a really large open kitchen. You have your breakfast or dining area right here underneath that lamp, which we've talked about several times. It's a good way of telling where the table is supposed to go in a vacant home. And so this is just a pass-through, come-and-go area when you're entertaining, having a pool party, having guests over. Nice and open and an airy feel. So let's check out some of the finish out in this house. Now again, this is a contemporary urban style of construction and decor. So we're going to see a lot of grays, blacks, whites, and some darker colors and a little more of that commercial grade feel. One thing I'll point out right off the bat is, number one, it's not just a huge island, but it's got great storage and 4-2 inch cabinets right there. And they've extended the cabinetry all the way along this wall, which is a great use of space. If they didn't do that, you'd basically just have a blank white wall there. It would feel bare. And cabinets are a really great way to add storage to the home without having to do any kind of structural changes for closets and that sort of thing. So let's check out the other side of the kitchen. You've got a really cool backsplash. It's a subway tile, but it almost looks metallic, and it goes from ceiling down to the countertops, which I think is a really good idea. And this is a trend you're starting to see more and more now. So again, this property was built in 2013. So this house was a little ahead of its time. Instead of seeing cabinets on the main wall where your burner is, you're seeing open air shelving. And so a lot of people are using that now to put plates or, nicer drinkware, basically things you want to show off in your kitchen. Now, there's a debate as far as functionality. Because it's not a cabinet, you obviously can't store as much stuff. You've got to be a little more cognizant of, how your plates and your things in your shelves look, because it's more of decor than it is for functional purposes. But for this property, it works well just because you've got so much cabinetry and storage throughout the rest of the kitchen area. So really cool trend you're seeing now. Nice stainless steel Vent-A-Hood, commercial grade range. It's a 6-burner stove, very nice. And this is a Jenn-Air. Jenn-Air is, as you would expect, one of the higher end appliances you can get in a home. The countertops are silestone. So silestone feels and looks like granite, but the difference is silestone is man-made. And the biggest difference between silestone and granite is sometimes silestone can be a little more expensive, but from a functional purpose, silestone is not as porous as granite, meaning if you cut raw chicken or if you spill a glass of red wine, it's far less likely to stain on a silestone countertop than it does on a granite countertop. Just a little silestone versus granite lesson for you guys. So here's your sink, same type of same type of silestone countertop on both sides. We've sometimes seen a different granite or countertop on the island, but in this case, they decided to keep it the same. Same cabinets throughout. This is your view from your sink. Not bad. Again, very private. This entire property is super, super private because the main house itself is behind the guest house that you see right there, so nobody can see you from the front side of the house. And as we'll see in the backyard here in a minute, it's very private as well. And that's something you're going to see a lot of times in older communities or more mature communities, and the biggest reason is trees. Old trees give lots of privacy. There's a nice built-in Jenn-Air commercial grade fridge. Stainless steel, matches the rest of the decor very well. Microwave again is set down low. And so this property was built in 2013. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It was ahead of its time as far as finish out and decor. You still see a lot of these same touches in new construction homes 7 years later. There's your double end fireplace. And let's check out the pantry. Huge walk-in pantry. So I live in a 3,600 square foot 5-bedroom home myself. So 6 people living in a house, but our pantry is about a quarter of this size. So nice to see a pantry that actually fits the square footage. So from the kitchen, again, you've got double telescoping sliding doors that lead you out to the pool. On a day like today in Austin, Texas, perfect weather for it. Again, you see how that wall right there gives you total privacy from the neighbors on this side? Smart construction. And same with this privacy wall right here. Now, I've actually been in that house over there. There is a pool right there too, but again, you can't see them, they can't see you. In an urban area with lots this close together, it's nice to see good privacy. So this little corridor right here behind the kitchen takes you into a little storage under the stairs, which can be used for storage of things like Christmas decorations, things you want climate controlled, that sort of thing. And then we have our first bathroom, just a small half bath right here. That way your guests don't have to go into your bedrooms or particularly your master to use the bathroom. Got my gloves on. Responsible coronavirus home showing. All right, so now that we've seen the kitchen and the main area off the kitchen and the pool, let's go check out what I consider to be the family room area that you're going to be gathering in more often for more comfortable situations where you just want to sit and watch TV. So coming up the half stairs, again, lots of great cabinetry and storage in this house. That's where you're going to be mounting your television. As you can see, this is much more of a traditional space for a family area. That's where your sectional would go, coffee table. But just like downstairs, you still have the nice telescoping doors that in this case lead you to the backyard. And let's go check it out real quick since we're right here. And as I mentioned earlier on in the video, you have total privacy from the front and the back and the sides in this property, which is awesome. And remember what I said before about living in a mature, older area? Look how big the trees are. These are nice, big, mature, older oak trees that give you tons of shade, tons of privacy. They've got a little koi pond straight ahead, which is pretty cool. It's a nice water feature. When you actually have a fountain and it's going, it's really nice. If you don't have a fountain, then it can become a mosquito trap. Just food for thought. Off this section of the porch, we have double doors leading into the master bed, which we're going to check out right now. Nice cedar slats on the sides. Again, continuing with that downtown Austin contemporary vibe. Really just cool house. So coming back inside, the flooring on this level is nice wide slat wood flooring. See how it's a little differentiated in the colors? That was very popular about 10, 15 years ago. This house was built 7 years ago, so while it was a little behind its time, it still fits the decor of the home. Got your bricks going up the walkway of the stairs, again going with that urban downtown feel. And then you see the second set of stairs, which leads you up to your secondary bedroom. So upstairs, you've got 3 bedrooms, but let's go ahead and check out the master while we're here. So now we're walking into the master. Again, you've got double sliding doors that lead you to the outside of the home. Usually you'll see a pool off the backyard with double sliding doors, but as we saw when we first started here, the pool was in the front of the home. And if you're just now joining us, we're checking out a 5-bed, 4.5 bath, modern/contemporary home in downtown Austin. Home was built in 2013, and that square footage and bedrooms includes a separate guest house with a separate garage. Right now we're in the master. So nice sliding window right here. Usually I'm a little concerned with privacy, and I still may want to do some window treatments if I were to purchase this home, but the nice thing is it backs to the yard as opposed to someone's house or patio, but it does add some nice natural light. I will say this master's a little dark. I would have liked to have seen some more light coming in here. Really all we have is that one fan light. They really should have added some recessed lighting in here as well. Part of the reason it's dark is because we have those gorgeous mature trees outside, which while they provide great shade on the outside, they sometimes can detract from natural light coming in the home. Master bath. This is a nice one, as you would expect in an almost $2 million house. So again, same types of contemporary colors we've seen in many homes like this built downtown, a lot of blacks, grays, blues, and whites. Same type of cabinetry we've seen in the kitchen, similar hardware. Now there's this window that does have privacy, which is typical because it's in your bathroom. Double sinks. Before we get to the shower, we'll save that for a second. Commode with a separate door, a must-have. And let's check out the shower and tub room, because I call it a room because it's all combined. So you have a nice frameless shower right here. And when you walk in, first of all, the shower itself is huge. You have floor to ceiling, and when I say ceiling, I mean to the top of the vault in this shower. Let me see if I can get my camera up there. That is a skylight. So you have tons of natural light coming into your shower. Really, honestly feels like you're showering outside. Pretty standard shower head, but really nice high-end commercial grade tile. And then within the same enclosure, you have a separate tub Again, with the same type of tiles going floor to ceiling, all within a frameless showered wall. So this is something I personally want to do in my next home, is instead of having a separate shower from the separate tub, I actually want to have the frameless wall like this, and it's like you're walking into a communal area. It's really cool. This is a great use of space, and the architecture is neat. And like I said, with that nice skylight going all the way up to the top of the shower, it really feels like you're showering outside. Hey, Greg, question. Was this from scratch, new build, or was it a remodel? This was a from scratch new build in 2013. That's a good question. I mentioned earlier in the video, you're seeing a lot of finish out in this house that's still very popular today in a lot of ways. When this home was built in 13, it was ahead of its time for style, finish out, upgrades, the whole 9 yards. I mean, you weren't seeing some of these finish outs back then. So while this home is 7 years old, it really feels like it was just built yesterday. So good question. In the bathroom, we have some nice elongated tiles. Again, ahead of its time as far as construction and decor goes. Nice size master closet. You got some built-ins right there for your shoes, 2 sections of the closet for 2 people to easily share. And it's open air into the master bath. There's no door here. So again, if you're just not joining us, we're checking out a 3,500 square foot, 5-bed, 4.5 bath, contemporary home in downtown Austin. That square footage in bedrooms and baths includes a separate guest house with a separate garage, which we're gonna go check out here in a few minutes. So there's your master shower / bath enclosure. It's not a combo, it's a separate shower and a separate bathtub, but it's in one enclosure, which is pretty cool. Nice skylight going all the way up to the top. Makes you feel like you're showering outside, nice and airy. Again, with the double sinks, urban contemporary colors, double sliding doors that lead out to your very private backyard with huge mature oaks. And as a South Louisiana boy, I can always appreciate nice big oak trees. So this is the family room, the second family room I should point out, but really the family room you're probably gonna be having your sofa and your TV. The other family room area was off the kitchen, which we'll walk through there again in a second. Heading up into the third level of the house was kind of like a split level home. It's almost similar to what you'd find in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle and Portland. But heading up to the top level, same type of flooring, a utility closet here, which like many homes we've seen, is what you'll call a quasi-smart closet. It has all of your cables and Cat 5s feeding into one room. A nice tankless water heater for efficiency and for quick heating of your water. Continuing with that commercial grade urban feel with the exposed brick and the white walls. So on this floor, you have 3 extra bedrooms. So you have 1 secondary right here, nice windows, cool little built-in shelves. You don't see that too often in newer homes. It's usually in older homes. You have a Jack and Jill that connects to your other bedroom. The bathroom, again, nice high-end elongated tiles, floor to ceiling. Double vanity, which is key in a Jack and Jill. And this time the countertops are a darker gray. We've seen mostly white countertops in this bathroom. Hey, Lake, good to see you, man. Are there HOA fees? No, very good question. So this home is located a few blocks away from downtown Austin. So it's an older, regentrified area of Austin. And in the older areas of town, regardless of what city you're in, and especially the more urban you are, the less likely you are to see HOAs because they were not included back in the day in the 30s, 40s, and 50s when these plats and subdivisions were originally turned into the city. The only time you'll see an HOA in an urban type neighborhood is if a developer comes in, buys several lots or a vacant piece of property and replats it. But no, this house and most houses you'll find in urban areas do not have an HOA, which can be good or bad depending on what you want. So we just walked in 2 of the secondaries. This is a great, again, use of space, great storage. You would just have this plain long walkway, but instead they decided to add in some more cabinetry. Tons and tons of cabinets and storage in this house, which is a nice add-on. Again, with the nice natural lighting, this is a long corridor I'm standing in upstairs. Without this window, it would seem dark. Without these cabinets, it would seem bare. So good use of functional space, which I'm a big fan of. Let's check out our third secondary bedroom. Now this has an in-suite bath. So this is a guest suite. It's got a larger closet than the ones we just saw. So it's, about 3/4 of the size of the master, and it has an in-suite bath, and it's a full bath. Again, nice frameless shower. No tub, but a long, large shower, which is what you're seeing in most newer homes these days anyway. And then in this bedroom, you have a nice balcony. So if it wasn't enough, this house, what we just saw, would be great for a small family, somebody with guests, because you've got 2 secondary bedrooms, plus a guest suite, plus a master. But right across the way there is the separate guest house in this property, and that's what really elevates it to the higher end price point. If we were just seeing this house by itself, this unit I should say, and that guest house wasn't there, you'd probably be looking at $1.25 million, maybe $1.2 million for this house. The addition of that guest house, and it's a full guest house, so it has a full kitchen, a bedroom, and a family room. It's not just what's the word I'm looking for? It's not just what do you call them? I'm going blank right now. A studio. It's not a studio apartment. Because it's a full guest house, it adds significant value to this home, and that's why it goes up to that almost $2 million price point. So walking back down to the mid-level, this is the level where you have one of your family rooms. Your master is right through that corridor. Double telescoping door to the very private backyard with some awesome oak trees. And let's go back downstairs to the sexy part of the house. You've got your double facing fireplace with your fire glass. Urban contemporary design in your kitchen and flooring. And then this is where you're going to be spending a lot of your time. Double doors, taking you out to a very nice pool. Now, this is what you call a dipping pool. And by a dipping pool, it's just what that is. It's for taking a dip. It's for relaxing. It's not a lap pool. It's not a volleyball pool, although I guess you could have a one-on-one game out here. But you're starting to see more and more of these size pools be built, and not just because this is a smaller property, but because people in general, don't want these massive pools because the construction costs can get pretty high, and when it comes to resale, you're not always going to get that value back. So dipping pools are becoming more popular in style because A, they're not as expensive, B, they still basically serve the same purpose, and C, they're less to keep up as well. So you just walked out of the main unit. I'll let you see what it looks like from the front. Very cool, very contemporary, very Austin, if you will. And now we're going to go check out the detached guest house. Yes, Greg. Greg said, I like that pool. It will have lots of shade. And he's absolutely right, because you have 2 units on either side of it. And the way the sun sets in this home, which is, you can't really see my hand, this way to this way, you're going to have nice shade throughout the day. So let's check out the guest house. It has its own separate doorbell, its own separate entrance, own separate garage. You're seeing more and more of these built in the downtown area for lots of reasons. The biggest reason is income potential. Because this house is not in an HOA, as Lake asked earlier, you don't have a lot of restrictions on short-term rentals. So the owner of this property could live in the main home right here, and especially on high traffic times of year like ACL, South by Southwest, you could rent this entire house out easily several $1,000s for a weekend. So as far as a return on your investment, it's very good. And it just adds great flexibility. So this could be a great property for somebody who wants investment income as well. But let's check out the front door coming into the guest house. Again, with the double telescoping doors. This time, you actually get a view of the street. And nothing too fancy or special. Again, it's an older neighborhood. And you can see by regentrification, that house right there is probably 50 years old. Right next door, you've got a house that was built last year. You can't really see it. We'll go check that out in a second, but I actually walked in that house when it was for sale last year. And then you've got a mixture of homes all up and down the street. A brand new construction, 60-year-old homes, very eclectic and very Austin. So in the guest house, walking in right here, really nice, same hardwood floors we saw in the third and second level of the main unit. Nice size, open-aired room. Now remember, most what they call guest houses, they stop right here. It's just a studio room that's separate. Not this property. This property has a full kitchen. And by full, that means it has a range and a sink. Sometimes you'll walk into a property that has a sink and a dishwasher or a sink and a microwave. To make it a full considered guest house for tax purposes and resale, and most importantly, value purposes, the range is key. So it's a full kitchen. And you have a second balcony off the guest house. This one's a little more private, not off the main road, if you will. And that's an older home right next to us. And next door to that, check it out. Another new construction house. That's a really cool little watchtower up there. So second balcony off the guest house. Again, our full kitchen, same type of cabinetry, same type of cabinets, and same granite countertops we saw in the kitchen in the main house. Coming back to the family room, into the bedroom. Now, this is a smaller bedroom. I'm not gonna lie. This bedroom, you can fit a full-size bed in here. I wouldn't go much bigger than that. I don't think you would do a queen. Your bed would probably be right there against that wall. You can always tell because you've got 2 wide outlets, perfect for your lamps. Nice private windows, but allow for tons of natural light. And then you have an attached full bath, completing the guest house. Nice modern tiles in the shower, commercial grade urban finish out, just like we saw on the main property. Greg asked, how's the parking for the guest house? Very good question, my friend. So this property has a 3-car garage just below us. So for the guest house, you have direct access to the garage. From the main house, you have to walk out into the corridor into the garage. Which again, for a true guest house feel, especially if you're trying to use it for some short-term rental income, for Austin City Limits or for South by Southwest, it really makes it that much more feasible because you could have somebody who you don't know renting out your guest house and you never even really have to see them. They're never coming in your main home. They're never coming into your section of the garage. They have their own entrance, their own exit. That's what you want to see in a guest house. And that really is what adds so much more value to this property. Like I said, without this guest house, this house would be closer to 1.2 million, 1.25. You literally have another 600,000 to 700,000 just because of this guest house right here. And not just because of the improvement, but because of that income potential. That has value. A lot of room, yep, for a pull-out sofa in there too. Do they have a PIN code opener for the garage? Yes, they do. So your guests don't have to have an opener. They can just type in a little guest code to get into their section of the garage. So here's the view from the staircase in the guest house, of the pool, front of the home. You see this next door neighbor, this house was built about a year ago. I actually toured that last year. So you've got 2 newer homes right here, contemporary Austin style, and then right next door you've got one built probably in the 50s. And that's what you're gonna find in most urban areas, regardless of what city you live in. Now, Austin, because it's grown so much over the last several years and because it's got that hip, vibe to it, the younger demographics of folks that are moving to Austin, this type of style and this type of home is much more popular than it will be for other urban areas throughout the country. But you're just seeing more and more of these types of homes being constructed, older homes being bought, razed to the ground, and then these newer houses built in their place. Oh yeah, this property is fantastic for somebody who wants to live downtown, needs 3 or 4 bedrooms actually to use, so somebody with children or somebody with guests at a regular basis, and the separate guest house provides for fantastic rental income. So if you're just now joining us, I apologize again. My Facebook framework wasn't working again this morning where I could put the specifics of what we're seeing here in the frame, but we're checking out a 3,500 square foot, 5-bed, 4.5 bath home, priced just under $2 million in downtown Austin. And that square footage and bedrooms includes a separate guest house right there across from the pool that we just saw. So in between the guest house and the main property, we have the pool, great for community. This is an awesome area right here for entertaining. I mean, this house and this property just oozes hip Austin vibe in a nutshell. Got your double-sided fireplace. It's not infinity, but it'll do. Split floor plan. There's your kitchen again if you're just now joining us. All contemporary urban colors and styles. Hey, Keith. Oh, this is your old friend's house. That's awesome. What zip code? Hey, Audra. So we are in 78704. We are just south of the river, blocks away from downtown Austin. This house is off of South 3rd, just off of South 1st, the Bolden area. So we just finished our tour. If you want to check out the beginning and what you might have missed, be sure to go back to my Facebook page. I'm going to be posting the video here in a couple of minutes so you can go back and see the entire thing. If you're just now joining us, we're finishing up our tour for the day, continuing our theme of luxury week. So we're seeing a luxury high-end home every day this week. On Monday, we were in West Austin, and we saw a monstrous Mediterranean-style home priced just at $2 million. Today, we are in Central Austin, blocks away from downtown. Again, a home priced just under $2 million. But this is a fun week because it shows you what you can get different areas of town at different price points in Austin as far as the $2 million range. So Monday we saw a monstrous 5,000 square foot Mediterranean home in West Austin by the lake. Today we're in downtown Austin seeing a contemporary build with a guest house. On Friday, we're gonna be checking out a high-rise new construction condo in downtown Austin, which I'm super excited about because there's so much to talk about when it comes to buying a condo, HOAs, amenities. That's real urban lifestyle living. So I'm excited to show you guys that house and that property on Friday. So definitely tune in Friday, noon Central Standard Time, to see what that house and that condo is going to look like. So if you didn't know, we're doing our open house live series every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday, especially during coronavirus season, because we're all working from home these days, and we're doing them at noon Central Standard Time. That way, when it's lunchtime and you want to watch something other than the news that's a little depressing these days, you can join us and walk through some awesome Austin properties. This week is luxury week, so every home we're seeing this week is going to be high-end. The 3 homes we're seeing this week all happen to be priced right at $2 million, so it's a twofer. We're seeing all luxury homes, and the theme is, what does $2 million get you in the city of Austin in 2020, in the springtime? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really enjoy seeing everybody here. I enjoy all the questions. If you have any questions about the Austin market in general, always feel free to shoot me a text, shoot me an email, or private message me. I'm getting a lot of contacts from current and old clients, and I'm constantly keeping an eye on what's happening in the market right now. I know these are uncertain times, but I can tell you there's a lot of positive things going on in the world right now, particularly with real estate. The trends have shown the last several weeks that listings are going back up. Buyers have continued to buy, and it's still a great time to live in one of the most beautiful places in all of the country, Austin, Texas. So again, Stephen Pivac, broker and owner with Pivac Properties and Compass Real Estate, finishing up our live tour today on Wednesday. If you're just now joining us, you can go ahead and back to my Facebook page and you can rewind and see exactly what this property was like. It's amazing. I highly encourage it. And be sure to tune in and check us out on Friday. We're going to be seeing a high-rise new construction condo in downtown Austin. It's going to be fantastic. Stephen Pivac, Pivac Properties with Compass. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe and take care.